Yeah, it is. This is not your normal, ambulance, if you will. And joining me now is Justin Pierce. He has been on this thing for 11 years. Oh my goodness. What makes this so unique?
So the biggest thing about this truck responds to your home with Cleveland EMS or 12 other suburbs if you have stroke-like symptoms. So if you call 911 with stroke-like symptoms, we're going to respond to your house.
So what's in this thing that makes it so special?
The biggest thing between us and a regular ambulance is that CT scanner right behind us. So when we get this patient in the truck, we're going to perform a CT scan of their head. The biggest thing we're looking for is make sure there's no blood in the brain where it shouldn't be. All right, and then we're going to be talking to a fellow on the screen here from the Cleveland Clinic's neurologist.
So you can actually talk to a doctor while you're taking them to the hospital.
Correct.
So how do I get this thing to my house?
So if a family member calls 911 with a suspected stroke patient, we're going to co-dispatch with the local municipality, and we're going to show up to wherever you are, whether you're on scene or at your house or downtown Cleveland, wherever you are, we're going to show up right there to you.
And how many communities do you do?
So we do entire city of Cleveland and 12 other suburbs.
And do you always go to Cleveland Clinic?
No. So we take patients no matter where they receive their care. So we take if they're a UH patient, we'll take them to UH. If they're a Metro patient, we'll take them to Metro.
How many of these are there in our region?
In our region, well, in Northeast Ohio, here we have one. There's one in Columbus, there's one in Cincinnati. So it's not the widest spread resource, and that has to do with financial implications this comes with.
Well, this has been around for 14 years. This was the second in the United States to hit the road. Why don't we have more of those? I understand the financial issues, but if stroke is one of the #1 disabilities, this is a no-brainer, forgive the pun.
I absolutely agree with you. What can I say? It's not up to us. So we will continue to bring this forward to the decision makers.
What is the biggest stroke symptoms that people typically ignore?
I would say the biggest one is the loss in vision and balance problems. People might shrug that off to vertigo, inner ear problems, something going on with the eye. And so important for people to know that acute vision loss or double vision can be a sign of stroke. And same with balance, inability to walk, swaying, that can be a sign of stroke, and we encourage these people to seek immediate medical attention or call 911.
And time is everything, time is brain. What does Be Fast mean?
Yeah, thank you for the segue. So it stands for the typical stroke signs and symptoms, B standing for balance, E standing for eyes, again, the acute onset vision loss, either in both eyes or one eye, but also double vision, vision changes in general. The FAST stands for facial droop. A stands for arm weakness, usually on one side, not the other. It can come with leg weakness too, though the arm weakness is more pronounced for the most part. S stands for speech, and so that's very comprehensive. It can be an inability to come up with the right words, inability to understand spoken language, or slurring your words. And T is time. Time is of the essence, as we just said.
And one of the interesting things is TPA is one of the stroke clot busting drugs, and that you can get it on this.
That's exactly right. Yes, we can give it on this truck. Once the patient had a CAT scan ruling out a brain bleed, then we can proceed with the clot busting medication if everything else fits.
And May is Stroke Awareness Month, and I want to remind everybody how important that is. And by the way, I want to show everyone there are 4 people who ride on this truck, and we can't do this without you guys. So thank you so much for what you do, and everybody else, please, please, please. I can tell you this from personal perspective. Do not ignore these symptoms. The faster you can get to the hospital, the more likely you will survive a stroke and avoid the disability. Back to you, Danita.